We're going to start our 6 a.m. newscast with this. Right now, cleanup underway after a house fire in Encinitas.
That's right. You're looking live at the scene. It happened around 2:45 this morning. That was when that fire started up on South Willow Spring Drive near South El Camino Real. Firefighters say that it started in the garage and then spread to the kitchen. Smoke detectors alerted a mother and her 3 kids, as well as their dog. They were all able to get out of that home safely. Took crews about 30 minutes to get the fire under control. Firefighters trying to now figure out how that fire began.
You see a lot of damage to the front of the house. And this just coming into our newsroom, too. The cost of living in America shot up in March. That's probably not a huge surprise to so many of you. According to the Commerce Department, prices surged 8.5% on an annual basis last month. That was more than expected and the hottest inflation we've seen here in decades. Rising fuel, food, and housing costs sent inflation soaring. Thanks so much for joining us here. It is now 6:01. I'm Neda Iranpour.
And I'm Evan Irani in for Eric Connor. We also want to get to another one of our top stories as we kick off your Tuesday morning. This morning, your safety, of course, in the spotlight in light of a series of incidents over the weekend. And we're working for you to address the growing concerns.
The police union says many areas just did not have enough officers to deal with the many calls that they got, especially this past weekend. CBS 8's Dana Marie McNichol joining us live outside San Diego Police headquarters with what's now being done. We need more officers. Good morning, Dana Marie.
Good morning, Evan and Neda. That's exactly right. We saw a very violent weekend here in San Diego, and we're looking into the root cause of this. Now, we saw a shooting in Belmont Park, in the gas lamp area, a bar fight leaving 1 officer in the hospital, as well as a hostage situation in Tierra Santa. All things very concerning for our San Diego residents. That's why the San Diego Police Association are looking for ways to help, but they're just saying they don't have enough officers.
We've lost over 180 officers in this fiscal year alone since July, and it's just not sustainable. We can't protect the city with this low number of officers on the street. It's tragic, it's dangerous, and we have to turn the tide.
No, that was Sergeant Jared Wilson, who shared with us that downtown experienced 40% under minimum staffing for the night on Friday. He says even some 911 calls were unanswered Friday night. Many more were still on hold Saturday morning. The reason? 180 officers left this fiscal year alone. He blames a workforce that's fallen well below what's needed in San Diego, impacting the levels of safety they could provide. Police beats are going without officers, leaving neighborhoods unpoliced. The San Diego Police Association says while vaccine mandates are the biggest reason for police leaving, better pay and benefits is another main concern. Officers are asking for a 17% increase over the next 2 or 3 years. They say they're severely understaffed and overworked. Mayor Todd Gloria and other city leaders responding to this. They say raises are coming for police officers as well as our firefighters, lifeguards, and other public safety professionals. He's optimistic that negotiations will work out. He also says contract negotiations are underway. So, of course, here at CBS 8, we're working for you to make sure we keep tabs on those, as well as the situation in terms of police being understaffed and violence here in San Diego. So CBS8.com is a great resource for you. I'm Dana Marie McNichol live from the San Diego Police headquarters. I'll send it back to you.
So for this morning, Dana Marie, we appreciate it. And also this morning, President Biden is expected to announce new steps to ease gas prices, including allowing the sale of higher ethanol blend gas during the summer. That's usually banned in summer months over concerns about air quality in San Diego. Gas prices dropped 1 cent overnight. You can see them here on the screen. The average price per gallon is now at $5.81. And the White House is also cracking down on untraceable ghost guns. These are unserialized and untraceable firearms that can be put together using a kit or 3D printer. President Biden announced yesterday new restrictions requiring these homemade weapons to have serial numbers as well as background checks to possess them. And while the National Rifle Association called Biden's actions, quote, another hollow plan that will not stop this violence, California state law currently requires a ghost gun owner to apply for a serial number once they've assembled that gun. It is a step that is often not taken.
A legal battle that could impact rides and games at the San Diego County Fair, all expected to play out in court today. A hearing is scheduled in this lawsuit. It's been filed by Tally Amusements against the organizers of the fair. Last week, a judge ruled the process to select the company that provides the games and the rides was, quote, rigged. The judge also issued an injunction blocking the contract with RCS. That's the company. Tally Amusements filed a lawsuit claiming the fair district essentially tailor-made the contract qualifications to then favor RCS. So the fair may be at jeopardy. So of course it's something we'll follow very closely today.
Absolutely.
And also something we're following, the cool weather that's here.
Yeah, cooler weather, coolest day of the week that we have today for your Tuesday before temperatures start to warm up later on this week. Here's a live look as we kick off your Tuesday morning. A bit gloomy. You can barely make out the downtown skyline, the Coronado Bridge there, as we're working towards some warmer temperatures later on this week. But today, mid 60s in the forecast. Average would be about low 70s, if not the upper 60s. And we're expected to cap out really at about 64 degrees along your coastline and inland. Partly cloudy skies remain county-wide for all 4 microclimates. 48 degrees is where we'll likely see those temperatures go across areas like Julian and Palomar Mountain. Deserts are going to make it to the mid-70s by this afternoon. Taking a look at your watches, warnings, and advisories to kick off the day. High wind warning has now expired across your mountains and your deserts. A wind advisory remains for your inland valleys. That's due to elevated wind gusts, in some cases in the 30 and 40 mile per hour range. Very breezy. We saw some of our max wind gusts really cap out in the 60 and 70 mile per hour range yesterday. So you get how breezy it was overnight and how it remains this morning. Beach hazard statement also in effect through 11 a.m. on Wednesday. Clouds are going to start to break apart through the next several hours, delivering us some sunlight. Temperatures will make their way to the mid 60s and then we'll start to warm up. But as you walk out the door right now, if you're grabbing a coat, a good idea. Temperatures are mainly in the 50s out there, a couple spots in the 40s, 48 in Ramona, 34 right now in Julian, a pocket of much colder air over Mount Laguna as well at 27 degrees, kicking off your Tuesday. Let's talk about what's going on in traffic this morning. Things are very mellow on the roads kicking off the day. You can see how there are a lot of construction cones on the map here. What that means is, of course, we still are working with spots where construction is ongoing, but no major crashes or collisions as we start off your morning commute. Within the next hour or so, those drive times are likely going to increase in just how many people are on the roads, of course, and how long it could take to get to your destination. Good idea to keep on track with us here as well as on cbs8.com/traffic. Netta.
Thank you so much, Evan. And drive away hunger and help so many local families who are in need right now. The community coming together for the annual Stuff the Bus food drive. CBS 8's Chris Groh live at the Jacobs and Cushman San Diego Food Bank, where they have a full-on big operation there. And you're here to show us how we can all make a difference. Good morning to you, Chris.
Good morning, Annetta. And it really is empowering whenever you get to visit the San Diego Food Bank, but especially when they're doing one of these really great food drives, because you realize exactly what the need is in this community, but also how you at home can make a difference. And I'm joined now by Casey Castillo with the San Diego Food Bank. And Casey, I'm going to actually step out of the way here and bring you a little bit more into focus, because we're talking about the exact type of foods that are needed, because we have kind of a specific need here when it comes to actually donating food that some people may not be aware of. So what type of food are the best for being donated?
Yeah, thank you. We try to make it really easy on those at home. You can shop at any Vons Albertsons throughout the county, and we have a list of our most needed items on our website. And then, of course, we have it here displayed. We're looking at peanut butter, canned fish, canned tunas, canned fruits and vegetables, dry products. We have some dried products listed here: rice, beans, and again, canned meats. Those are most needed items, and that food can go a long way.
I was just going to say, it really sounds like by the type of the food that you're describing, it's more so about efficiency when it comes to the type of food that you're donating.
Ease and efficiency. And again, you're at the store, you can buy 1 or 2 items. Hopefully that's not a big deal for you, but it makes a big difference to families in need.
And a lot of partners are involved in this when we're talking about putting on this type of food bank. MTS obviously taking on one of the bigger roles here, and also, trying to make sure that we're helping out families. And Gracia joining us here with MTS. And Gracia, we were just talking about obviously the food that you can buy in person, but there's a bit of that online element as well too, right?
What's really cool is that after the pandemic, we really had to think outside the box. So now there's an online option for people to go ahead and donate, like if they were basically at the store. It's kind of like, it looks like a storefront. It looks like you are at the store. There's a cashier. You kind of drop the items that you want on your bag, and you can cash it out. You can cash out like if you're at the store, and it's really cool because it kind of looks like a video game, so the kids can get involved. They can pick what they want to buy, so it's pretty cool.
That's awesome. And again, really involving people into helping make a difference. It's more than just a cash donation. I mean, you can kind of put a little personal touch on it, if you will.
Absolutely, and we have the San Diego Girl Scouts joining as well. There's about 54 troops joining this Saturday that are going to be part of this campaign. I mean, this is a 2-week campaign, but Saturday is really the last day. We want people to go ahead, go out to the Vons and Albertsons and donate food and help it make a change and difference in so many people's lives.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining us this morning. And guys, I want to direct your attention real quick before we send you back out here again to the type of foods that we're talking about. Cannot stress this enough. Dry foods, canned meats, peanut butter, canned vegetables, canned fruits, and canned soup, that those all can make a difference. In fact, I remember speaking about peanut butter, you can get so many meals out of a jar of peanut butter. It's high in that protein and that good fat. Again, really good for kids, but also really good for families that, again, have and are struggling with that food insecurity. So for more information, you can always go to CBS8.com and click on that story link for more ways to donate and more ways to help. Evan and Netta?
Chris, this is so important you're pointing out. Thank you so much for that, especially with that latest news of our inflation being at a 40-year record high. So, of course, things cost a lot. People are struggling.
And peanut butter, great option there, like you mentioned. A lot of great options.
Thank you, Chris.